This is your girl eGiggle79, aka Gigs. This is basically my introduction video to basically tell you guys about how I embrace the whole name Big Beautiful Woman, BBW. My life of being a BBW. Ever since I was little, I've been a big girl. I have 6 brothers and sisters, and out of all of the kids, I was the biggest. So, of course, the fat jokes came along, and you know, my self-esteem wasn't really as where it needed to be, and I had to tell my brothers and sisters that they were hurting my feelings. So you know, they started, you know, keeping it a little light on me when it came to jokes and everything, but they was still some fat jokes here and there. But middle school, them bastards was so fucking mean, y'all. They used to fucking like really say some shit that wasn't true, like, oh, she farted or some shit, or oh, she's funky for her to be a big girl. On the bus, they telling me that I'm stankin' shit, and I'm like trying to sneak a sniff, you know, not really trying to be noticed, but I'm like, I'm not stink. Why in the fuck are they going there? And then it all came to me that they was doing that shit because of my weight. And so, you know, them motherfuckers was real mean. So what I did was, one day I just got tired of the shit, because one of the main ones that used to always fuck with me was the principal's son. And I just had a bad day, and he wanted to call me big and all this other shit, that I pummeled his ass. I beat the living daylight out of his ass and threw him in a garbage can and broke his glasses. And ever since then, I was just the middle school bully, y'all. I was the bitch taking motherfuckers' lunch money. I was the bitch that was in there cussing people out, teachers out. I didn't give a fuck. So, I got kicked out of middle school for being the badass, because I was really a bully, y'all. I wasn't really letting nobody, I mean, whenever they said a joke, it did hurt, but I didn't let it show. And the only way that I could retaliate with that joke was by violence. That's how it was. I was beating boys, I was beating girls. I was just beating, and, you know, I got kicked out of middle school. So, then came high school. I was dressing like a boy. Never like seen me in a dress or a skirt. Always tennis shoes, big baggy clothes and everything. And I was hanging out with football players and shit like that. And I was still being picked on. None of the boys would go out with me or nothing like that. Not that I was looking for a guy friend, because my mom was so fucking strict. She was like, she's not finna have a fast girl. She actually thought I was gonna be gay growing up, but you know, I actually turned out to go both ways. So you know, that's too bad for her. But you know, my mom accepted me any kind of way. I know a lot of you guys don't even know that I go both ways, but now you know. Okay, so now that that is out the way, I used to dress like a boy and shit, and I wasn't really getting picked on as much as I did in middle school, but the jokes were still circulating, you know. And so I had a bad case of low self-esteem. I would not be caught in a skirt or a dress, but I would dress up in baggy clothes to hide myself, to hide my body. So what changed all of that was meeting this guy in my 11th grade year. His name is Quinell Irvin. Shouts out to him. He's on my Facebook page, and he happens to give me this compliment, and that compliment just blew my head up. He told me I was beautiful in his eyes, y'all. Blew my head up. So I said, what can I do to get everybody to see what he sees? I started dressing up. I put on a dress, put on a skirt, started looking good. I did not touch makeup back then. My mom wasn't having that shit. Like I told you, she was real mean and everything. She was real strict. But I thank her. I really do thank her, because I ended up losing my virginity at the age of 21 for my mom. You know, my mom being strict caused that. So I thank her so much. So I started dressing up and shit. I was like the big girl, but you know, I started getting compliments and more compliments, and every compliment that I was getting, it was going to my head, and I was like, damn, you know, this can be something. So I ended up graduating at the age of 17. Me and Quinell was still dating, and you know, he was a cheater, you know, just like everybody else and everything. But you know, I really loved this man. Was very naive about him. My mom hated him because she knew that he was a player. He had a baby on me and everything. And I finally gave in to him at the age of 21, meaning losing my virginity. And that changed my life. Me losing my virginity made me realize that I'm a whole new woman. No more humiliation for me. No more disrespect for me. I'm a whole new woman. I got rid of him a little bit later after losing my virginity. Got rid of Cornell. Started giving myself more self-praise. Started dressing up. Started looking good. I damn near sprayed the whole damn bottle of Victoria's Secret on me, y'all. Because Victoria's Secret was a shit back then. And it's the type of fragrance that stays with you. Even after you wash your clothes, you can still smell the Victoria's Secrets in your clothes and shit. And I sprayed the whole damn bottle because I didn't want to hear nobody say, oh, she's the funky big girl, you know. But, you know, that kind of got out the way to where I was just dibbing dabbing, you know, Victoria's Secret on me. I was just spraying here and spray there. That changed. So after losing my virginity, I gained self-respect. People started seeing that I wasn't having it. I was demanding respect. I ran into some fuck niggas now. I know y'all like, damn, Gigs just dropped the N-word here on BBW TV1. Not to disrespect anybody or anything. To the white people, if you heard me say the N-word, act like you ain't hear it. You know, close your ears. But yeah, I ran into them fuck niggas. The ones that says that a big girl should be labeled as a paymaster. You know, they come to you, they got their little swag and everything, running game, but they're not really into you. They're into what's in your pockets, you know. So I don't know who came up with that label, paymasters, and big girls are paymasters, but they need to take that shit back to the birds, you know. I never came out of my pockets for them at all. But I was encountering those type of dudes. And that even gave me more confidence. Because I was encountering them. And I was turning them down. No matter what they looked like. Because there was some fine ones. Some fine ones that I turned down. But I did it. It helped me in my self-esteem. And, you know, it helped me separate the real from the fake. So that's how my confidence started to rise. I started taking pictures on my camera phone, and I started placing them on like a small website. It was for phones and shit, and the pictures I was taking were nude pics, I'm not gonna lie. And I started getting compliments, and these compliments were not coming from the people that's in my small city. These compliments was coming from people all over the world. And so although it was bad intentions, well, bad attention that I was getting, I didn't see it as bad attention. I see it as that was something that was, you know, heightening up my ego and shit. Because they like, oh, they love this big girl. They love to see booty and all this other shit. So I was taking nude photos. And what made me stop doing that is the attention was so bad that motherfuckers started requesting me to smash my feet in pies and shit. And send a picture of them of me eating a cake and shit. And they're actually ejaculating off of that shit, you know. I'm like, what the fuck? So that was some crazy attention, and I said, fuck it. I took all my pictures down and just went another route. I started freelance modeling. Basically freelance meaning I didn't have an agency that I worked for. I just hired a photographer, taking my pictures, and just started doing shit on my own and start putting them on MySpace, MocoSpace, Black Planet, everywhere. And people started looking at me and seeing me in the way that I should be seen. Not really classy, because some of the pictures I was taking was with lingerie, but not nude. So the attention was good attention this time. It wasn't bad attention. So that became me. I modeled, and I had all this self-confidence, and all of these people that were just like I was in high school days and middle school days that had low self-esteem started looking up to me and asked me, how did I get to where I'm at? And I told them this thing: if you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you supposed to expect someone else to love you? That is not a myth, y'all. That is absolutely true. Because I loved myself, other people started loving me. When I didn't love myself, other people were walking over me. And that's how I became the BBW that I am today. I loved myself. And so I started helping people that were just like me, with low self-esteem. And they started loving themselves too. And that's how the Dear Gig started. That's how a lot of people that write me on my Big Girls Club on MySpace started, and everything. They seen those pictures, and they seen that confident big girl, and they was amazed. And that's how it was. So that's basically my BBW story, y'all. I'm not into modeling or anything anymore, but I do still take pictures and stuff. But yeah, that's basically it. I embrace my weight. So this is your girl Giz. Bye.